Hello everyone and welcome back to First Draft, the series where I give you my first draft of an upcoming deck in an upcoming booster set. And in today's episode we have a deck that means quite a lot to me. It's one of the first gameplay videos I actually did on the channel, and that is Myotismon. And yeah, this deck's been quite interesting. It has been probably the least supported deck, and that's all going to change now with the introduction of BT15 Exceed Apocalypse, and also maybe some future support in BT16, which we'll get into later. But if you're looking forward to this episode of First Draft, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and also follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But anyways, let's get into the first draft. So here we have the list. I'm going to be going all over all the cards, then some other cards, alternative cards you can be playing in the deck, and then the future support, which I mentioned earlier. So let's start off with the egg. It is going to be for Myotismon. This has on deletion, by trashing one level 5 or higher Digimon card in your hand, draw 2 cards. This card is obviously huge for consistency, and a lot of the cards actually in this deck require you to dump cards, and mainly the Myotismon stuff to gain additional effects. That's the main Mallow Myotismon effect. Anyways, you need more Myotismons in trash, so the Myotismon works very well in that situation, so we play 4 of it in the deck. Then we play 3 Goblimon, and this is from BT14, as the inheritable. When one of your effects trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory. The reason why I play this is because I want to keep my turn when I'm using the effects. Unfortunately, the cost of some of these cards are quite expensive, so just gaining the additional memory here or there is very nice. And also, if you're going for like a secondary stack, having these kind of cards that allow you to gain memory is also important. So yeah, I think overall having these memory Digimon in the deck is important, and we have a lot of discard outlets in the deck, so we play this at 3. Then we get on to Devimon from BT15, a brand new card, has on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Myotismon in its text among them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of the deck. If you added a card, trash 1 card in your hand, and it has the inheritable of Retaliation. This is a really good searcher, but not only is it a good searcher, it's also a good discard outlet. You're essentially getting a guaranteed card here, and then you're also able to, you know, just trash any card as well. So it could just be the Myotismon or card with that in text that you just got and trash it immediately. So yeah, this is a consistency card, and it works well with another card later on, so we play 4 of it in the deck. We play the 1 Gabumon from BT2. We can only play 1 because it's limited. On deletion, trigger, draw 2, and then discard 1. Again, just that consistency, we need it in the deck, so we play it at 1. Rounding off the rookies, we have 4 Gabumon from ST16. This has 2 decent effects, if I'm being honest. Start your main phase if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory, and then inheritable, when attacking once per turn, draw 1 and discard 1 card. The memory gain is actually quite nice at the start of the turn, especially if you're able to, you know, provide a lot of these on the field early, and then it kind of like pigeonholes your opponent for playing a little bit more slower, a little bit on the back foot straight away. So the start main phase effect is really nice, and obviously the draw 1, discard 1 is obviously very good as well. Helps us trigger off our gain 1 memory effects, but also get some more stuff ready for our trash, so we play 4 of it in the deck. We then play 2 Raremon. This is an interesting card for the deck, but again, it's just another discard outlet that I like to play, and it also has a really good inheritable effect. The effects are 1 on play and when digivolving, by trashing 1 card in your hand, draw 2 cards, and then when attacking, by trashing 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Again, just a great card, and you play it at 2. Then we have 3 Ogremon. Effects are your turn once per turn. When one of your effects trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory, and it's the same as the inheritable also. Again, if we're just able to get these effects flowing, it allows us to get a lot of advantage, keep our turn, and that's probably the most important thing about the Digimon card game at this point, is keeping your turn. So we play it at 3. We then have Bakemon from BT15, new card, has when digivolving and on deletion, draw 1 and then trash 1 card from your hand, and then it has the inheritable of Retaliation. The draw 1 and discard 1, obviously great, but the good thing about this level 4 is that it's very cheap. It only costs 4 to play, and you know, the on deletion, we're going to be triggering that off with other effects in the deck. So yeah, it's going to be pretty much a draw 2, discard 2 most of the time. So yeah, we play it at 4. Then rounding off the level 4s, we have Eismon Scatter Mode. on deletion, draw 3, and then trash 2 cards in your hand. Yeah, I mean, the arguments that people think this card can come back when there are a lot of discard strategies in the format is crazy to me. Yeah, you have to play this at 1. It's arguably one of the best discard outlets in the game. So yeah, you play it at 1. Going on to the level 5s now, and you're going to be shocked. They're all Myotismon. Starting off with the brand new Myotismon Ace. It has blocker, has the normal Wet Blast Digivolve effect, and then on play and when digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card or 1 purple Tamer card from your trash without paying the cost. And then obviously overflow -3. Real card we want to be getting off this is Yukio, which I'll showcase later because it just allows us to combine the cards very well. But also just playing a level 3 sometimes is quite nice, and just having the flexibility is pretty good as well. The weird thing about this ace is that it wants to be deleted due to other effects essentially, so that's a bit weird, but yeah, you know, it's a decent card and you have to play at 4 in the deck. There are no real other Myotismons that you can be playing. And then we have another Myotismon in the BT8. When digivolving, you trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then you may play 1 Yukio from your trash without paying the cost. And then on deletion, if this Digimon had Myotismon in its name, you may play 1 Yukio from your hand or trash suspended without paying its memory cost. This is essentially just another Tamer that you can play out for free, and that is going to be important for this strategy to say the least. And yeah, also just being able to play a Yukio suspended, which is quite important if this does get deleted, is very powerful as well. So we have to play 4 of this in the deck. Going on to level 6s now, and we play quite a few of them. We have the first one, which is BT15 Myotismon, has blocker, and then on play, when digivolving and on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. This is just pretty much a target for an upcoming card called Fog Barrier, and yeah, it's pretty good. Just being able to disrupt your opponent, you know, for just playing this guy out essentially is quite good. So yeah, it is the one that you kind of have to play because this is the only arguably good Venom Myotismon that you have access to, so you play 3 of it in the deck. We then have another Venom Myotismon which has security attack +1, and then opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. If I'm being honest, the Venom Myotismons kind of suck outside of the brand new one, and even the new one kind of sucks, so yeah, unfortunately not really much choice out of this. You could play the promo one, but I don't think that's even any better. So yeah, we played this one because it's a name, and the security attack does come up sometimes, and just suspend effect, gaining a memory, is pretty disruptive for your opponent. So yeah, we play 1 of this in the deck. We then have Mallow Myotismon from BT8. On play, if there are 5 or more cards with Myotismon in their names in your trash, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon and trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. And then when digivolving, trash the top 5 cards of your deck. Then if you have a card with Myotismon in its name in your trash, gain 1 memory. The when digivolving effect we don't really care much about. It's mainly that on play effect, and that on play effect, pretty good as it turns out. Just delete a guy and trashing the top card of his opponent's security stack is pretty nice, so we play 3 of it in the deck. Then we get on to another brand new card for the deck, which is Fog Barrier. As a main effect, by deleting one of your Digimon, you may play 1 Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost, then place this card in your battle area. And then all turns, when your Myotismon is deleted, delay. And the delay effect is you may play 1 Venom Myotismon from your trash without paying the cost. So you see what I mean here from the Myotismon Ace. You kind of want it to be deleted, give your opponent free memory, but you get a Venom Myotismon in return. It's very weird to say the least, but yeah, this is a huge combination, just essentially being able to play out level 6 for free and also gaining all the effects as well. So unfortunately it isn't also Mallow Myotismon, it is just strictly Venom Myotismon, so there is a little bit of this like weird overlap in this deck sometimes, but overall it's still a card you need to be playing, and I play it at free. Then we have Wisdom Training. You know what this card does: reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 purple card, put the rest at the bottom of the deck, and then delay. One of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon in your hand, and if you do, reduce the cost by 2. Just consistency for this deck is nice, even though it doesn't discard them, which kind of sucks, but yeah, you just need that consistency. You need to find specific cards when you need them, like the Tamers, or sometimes the Digimon themselves. So yeah, you play 3 of it in the deck. We also play 2 Matashida. This is your set to free Tamer, but also on play allows you to return a purple Digimon or option card to your hand. This is sometimes nice because it allows you to return cards that you might really need, such as, you know, if you want to go for a second scatter mode, I think that is pretty good. So yeah, we do play this at 2. Then rounding off the deck, we have Yukio himself. When one of your Digimon with Myotismon in its name is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory, and then end of your opponent's turn. If this Tamer is suspended, you may delete this Tamer to play 1 Mallow Myotismon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Now, obviously, this is still one of those issues where it's like, this is a Venom based deck, but you still want to play Mallow, but some cards can't play Mallow. But realistically, the fact that you're really caring about is the gain of memory from the Myotismon. Obviously, the Mallow Myotismon playing out for free is huge. As I said, trash your security and delete a Digimon in certain situations is always going to be good. But yeah, you've got to think of it. Unfortunately, once the BT16 stuff comes out, I think it'll be a lot more better. But at the moment, we only have the 1 Mallow Myotismon that's worth playing. So yeah, we play this at 4 either way because it is the resource loop of the deck. So I've talked about what I've been playing or what my first draft contains, but I want to showcase some other options for people that want to try out some different things. And the first thing I want to showcase is the Gabumon line. Essentially, one of the good things about the purple Gabumon line from the starter deck and EX5 is that it's very discard based. So, you know, stuff like this allows you to, you know, search cards, but also, you know, trash a card in your hand as well. The Gabu allows you to draw 1, trash 1. The Garurumon is insane, allows you to draw 2, then trash 2 cards in your hand. You know, there's a lot of discarding and drawing in this set. Even the Garurumon itself allows you to draw 1 and discard 1 when digivolving. And yeah, I think there are some things you could potentially be doing with these set of cards, but unfortunately, as the ban list is happening, I decided to not include them. But I think if the ban list wasn't happening, I might have tried a version of it with these cards, but yeah, the ban list ruined it. So yeah, I don't play this version, but you can test it out for at least a couple of weeks. The other discard outlet that I was thinking was the Proto Gizmon. This would have like different versions of, well, different cards altogether, such as like the Impmons that, you know, you can delete to gain effects. The reason why I didn't really mention this is because I do think it is kind of a build around effect. On play, you know, draw 1, trash 1, you've got to delete a egg in raising essentially, and then the Gizmon allows you to draw 2, then trash 2. So there is again a lot of drawing and trashing in this like loop, but unfortunately the top end in the XT isn't that great, so it feels a little bit underwhelming in that regard. So I don't play it in my version, but you can definitely consider it for yours. And then going on to future supports now, and there are a lot of interesting cards going on here. The first one I'll showcase is Ukomon. I mean, Ukomon is kind of becoming a bit of a pain, as I've kind of gathered, and as I assumed when I saw this card for the first time, but it has a good effect. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon or Tamer card among them to your hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, and then you may hatch in your breeding area. This card sure does a lot for one effect. A search, another reg. It's just a little bit too crazy in my opinion. So yeah, you can definitely consider this in future support. Now, the main cards, and this is the reason why Venom isn't going to be around for much, and it's going to be Mallow Myotismon based, is because Arcunemon and Mummymon are based around Mallow Myotismon. So let's go over the cards real quick. Has blocker. On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, trash 2 purple cards among them, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. On deletion from your trash, you may play 1 Tamer card with Myotismon in its text without the same name as one of your Tamers without paying the cost. And then we have the Mummymon Retaliation. On play, draw 2 and trash 2 cards from your deck. On deletion from your trash, you may play 1 Tamer card with Myotismon in its text without the same name as one of the other Tamers without paying the cost. And then the Tamer, which I will go over now, when Arukenimon or Mummymon would be played from your hand, by deleting this Tamer, reduce the play cost by 3. On deletion, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with Myotismon in its text from your trash without paying the cost. Delete that Digimon at the end of your opponent's turn. So this is essentially a huge loop. Essentially what this does is sets up your trash, and then when it gets deleted, you get to play a Tamer. The Tamer you get to play is going to be the Arcune and the Mummymon. The Mummymon, when you play another guy, You get to delete this, then you get to play out Myotismon, and yeah, the ball keeps on rolling in that regard. And then you play, you know, the Yukio. Yukio gets suspended because you deleted a guy at the end of the turn, and then you get to play Malo Myotismon at the end of everything. So this is a huge constant loop, and I think it's going to be quite a fun loop going into BT16. I'm going to be enjoying playing it anyways. But let's go over the Malo Myotismon, which is the new boss monster coming from BT16. It has when digivolving and when attacking. By deleting one of your Digimon or Tamers, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. If this effect didn't delete one of your opponent's Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Tamers. And then all turns, once per turn, when one of your other Digimon or Tamers is deleted by an effect, trash the top card of your security stack. Yeah, so it kind of has the similar elements to the BT8 Malo Myotismon, and I think that's really important because those effects are already good as it is. But I like that there's a fail-safe just in case there are no unsuspended guys. Just delete their Tamers instead, and sometimes the Tamer is better. So I think if you want to play around this deck or play around it as a whole, sometimes you're going to have that Digimon inactive if you don't want to get rid of that Tamer. So yeah, I think this card and this support as a whole are really good. I can't wait to play it in BT16, and let me know if you want me to, you know, play it in BT16 in some upcoming gameplay videos. Let me know in the comment section down below. However, that has been the first draft of Malo Myotismon. In my opinion, Myotismon or Malo or Myotismon, essentially just Myotismon as a whole, is a little bit inconsistent currently. Unfortunately, there isn't enough support for itself, unfortunately, to, you know, make a meta deck. But with BT16 focusing on Malo Myotismon, I definitely can see that changing. And I think it will change because I think the loop of these cards is, you know, very, very strong, even though your opponent gains some advantage out of it as well. So let me know what you think about Myotismon in the comment section down below. Do you like the deck? Do you dislike the deck? Do you like the deck list as a whole? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.